Good evening. Um, I just want to play a little casual Fly Corp today. We're going to start with the United States. You know how I usually build it, hubs in DC, Atlanta, and Vegas. And once we have the United States running, Rando will take over and pick all the other countries we try. So let's go ahead and get started. And you can see we're on the map here. So I'm going to go into the United States. And right off the bat, we have a DC. And things are going to go red almost immediately. We're going to connect New York, Pittsburgh, Indianapolis. Speed things up. And now we just wait for cities to appear. We're not going to worry about making we're not going to worry about mid-level optimization for the cities. We're just going to wait till we have enough money to fully optimize cities. We're adding Columbus. Wow, that's new. But since we're not optimizing right now, the strike doesn't affect us. New. Ooh, they've added pictures to the random events. This is the strike action, but all right. We can add Chicago. Yeah, things are going to turn red and we're going to go into penalty mode pretty quickly. But that's okay. Philadelphia. All right, we're just waiting for cities to appear. We're going to bring in Providence. Looks like New York's going to go into penalty mode pretty soon. And we'll start the hubs at level 4, I think. Detroit. Looks like Chicago's going to break before New York. One red city is enough to bring in penalty mode, so... And, of course, we're going to get the tornado. All right, time to add Milwaukee. And we are now operating in penalty mode and will be for the foreseeable future. And Minneapolis. Even in penalty mode, we have enough cities connected that adding routes isn't going to be too much, or I should say adding links isn't going to be too much of an issue. Kansas City. Yeah, I usually put that on the North District. But we need a little more money first. But we will bring in Cincinnati. Because every city connected is potential money. Columbus has the bird migration. We'll bring in Richmond, and now we can also connect Kansas City. Even though Richmond is technically the southern in the south, it's much closer to DC than to Atlanta. All right, here's Atlanta. Here's our southern hub. So let's bring this up a little bit because it's a hub. It's kind of cool that we got our hub city first in that district, because that means we can just start linking everything up. And we're going to bring up Houston as soon as we are able to do so. And we're going to gradually bring up this plane connecting DC and Atlanta. Eventually, we're going to have a full route with 5 maxed out planes, but... And now we have to add Dallas. Now, once the western cities start appearing, we're going to have to wait for Vegas before we link those up. Yeah, let's do the air contest. And we won. That's good, because that means we can come over here to Atlanta, and boom, it's now at our hub level. All right, give me one moment. I'm responding to a text. All right. Give me one moment. My phone's acting up. All right, we're good. Let me see. What did I miss? We missed the first 2 western cities appearing, first 3 western cities appearing, but we don't have Vegas yet, so there's nothing we can do about them. Meanwhile, let's max out the Atlanta plane. We want to keep our hub links going strong. We need to do one more upgrade on that. Looks like there's a lot of stuff appearing in the west right now, but we're not doing any. I'm not going to do anything about those until we get Vegas. Vegas is my west hub. All right, we're going to bring in Cleveland, because every city we do connect is a benefit towards the network. We have so many red cities. What's one more, you know? There's Vegas. So let's bring in a link and bring it up to level 4. And let's also bring in the cities. We're going to bring in Phoenix, Irvine, San Jose, Denver, and then Seattle. And we're going to add Fort Lauderdale. And we're going to add Sacramento. Level 4, 4. All right, San Antonio. And let's close up the triangle. Wow, that's an expensive link. And then we're going to work on maxing out the 3 planes on the interhub links. And San Diego. All right, let's add Tampa. All right, we got 3 more cities. We got Bakersfield, Portland, New Orleans, which doesn't usually appear for me, so that's cool, and Laredo. That was $4.96. How much is this link? Yeah, it's still closer to Atlanta. All right, Orlando. All right, Austin. Salt Lake City. I just think it's really cool we got New Orleans this game because we don't usually get that city. But it's weird that we don't have Los Angeles because that's usually one of the first ones in the West to appear. And Las Vegas is knocked out for bad weather, which is going to break things. Like, break things a lot. But let's go ahead and add St. Louis. It had to be a hub city. All these cities I had, and they had to knock out a hub city. That's just rough. And it happens all the time. All right, Charlotte. At least when Las Vegas reopens, we should be able to finish upgrading the planes that go into Vegas, which should improve traffic overall. Eventually, these are going to be maxed out links between the hubs. Oh, New Haven appeared. All right, I've only been streaming 17 minutes, and looks like we've already got most of the cities. Jacksonville. All right, Vegas is back in action. And the 3 hub planes are now maxed out. Now, every time we hit 4,000, we're gonna actually let's bring up the hubs another 2 levels each. Oh, we just got Louisville and Buffalo. So every time we hit 4,000, we're going to increase the hub. We're going to add the second plane to each of these hubs again. We're going to bring up El Paso. And things are still going to stay red for a while, but now things are moving fast enough that we can actually start doing things. Tucson. Birmingham. There's a lot of red cities, but we'll be able to start taking care of that soon. Let's put some distance between the two planes and space them out. We just got Norfolk and Raleigh. And Nashville. All right. Let's start bringing bringing up our cities. All right. We're going to optimize the west first just because I feel like it, and then we'll do the south, and then we'll do the north. Memphis. Albuquerque. You see, even in penalty mode, we're getting to 4,000 pretty quickly. So let's just finish optimizing our cities, which is going to take us a little bit. Just keep moving around once in a while to make sure that we're getting all the new cities. But I think we might have all the cities at this point for this game. It kind of sucks that we didn't get Vegas this game. I mean, what am I talking about? Vegas is our hub. I mean, it kind of sucks we didn't get Los Angeles because Los Angeles has a dedicated random event. Definitely want to do the air show. Yeah. Even with the penalty going, even in penalty mode, we have enough cities now that the money gain is rolling for us. It shouldn't take us too long to optimize. Sorry if I don't talk much. I'm just trying to concentrate right now. Any last minute cities? I'm not seeing any. Okay, everyone wants to go to Denver. That's cool because that's one of the planes I've already optimized. So yeah, 2 more cities and then the West is running smoothly. Oops, forgot to pay the lawyers for that lawsuit. That's okay, that just means we're going to be hit with a fine. And it's a negligible fine. Doesn't hurt us at all. I'm not sure how I feel about the pictures on the random events. It's kind of distracting, but at least they warned us that this update was coming. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the West is optimized. All right, let's work on the South. You know what, let's actually start with the 5 cities close to it that are green, because otherwise I'm going to forget to do them because they're staying green. They're close enough to stay green. All right, Atlanta is red. What's going on? Ah, the Texas cities. And to a lesser extent, the Florida cities. Well, we'll be cleaning that up soon enough. Yeah, because of Texas and Florida, Atlanta seems overburdened. And DC is burdened too because of New York. But most of DC's cities are either popular enough or far enough to be red. All right. Increase traffic into DC. And actually, yeah, let's sort out the South and then we'll do some more hub link planes. And here's another green city that I'll forget if I don't do it. Most of the cities are there's a large number of cities clustered in North District. So that's going to take us the longest to clean up. All right, we're working on Florida right now. And we're actually moving through these pretty efficiently. Each city we bring up improves the money gain a little tiny fraction of a percent. Always do the charity donations, because when you do a charity donation, you get a donation. When you do a charity donation, you get a small money boost. All right, Florida district is almost set. Well, it's all the South. All right, let's go over and take care of Texas now. And Atlanta has moved from red to orange. All right, let's get these last 4 cities in Texas, and then we will add planes to the hub links. Atlanta's shifting into light green. That's a good thing. All right. All right, increased traffic. That's good. Atlanta's gone solid. We just have one more city to optimize in the south. And then we're going to look at this North District, which is looking rough. But we're getting there. All right. So the South District and the West District are now optimized. We just have to do the North section. But first, I want to add more planes onto the hub links. All right. Increased traffic to Orlando, which is okay because Atlanta is now under control. Let's bring up the hubs another level as well. And then we'll start work on North District. Let's see, there's 3 green cities in the north, so let's do those first so that I don't forget to do them. Yeah, even in penalty mode, the money is zooming right now. Okay, that's not for me. It's almost time to let Rando take us around the world. Just gotta... And then we'll do Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and New Haven because they're staying green. And that was enough to turn Washington from red to orange. Although I think that's more of an effect of the upgrade I just put there. Yeah. All right, let's keep going with these upgrades. Yeah, the elephant in the room is New York. But that'll clear up momentarily. And then we just got to deal with all these cities there. And you'll notice with each city we optimize. Washington, D.C. will shift colors a little bit closer to green. And we have the bird migration again, but that only affects one city, so it doesn't affect us at all at this point. Although it's not going to let me run upgrades. On the last update, they made it so you can't select planes on closed links. So I can't even upgrade that till the event is over. So we're just going to work around it. Only a few cities left. And then we still got to max out the hub links and the hubs themselves. 3 cities left, and then we're pretty much optimized here. But I want to max things out over here before we add the next country. And we're out of penalty mode, which means money's not going to be an issue for the rest of the game. Wow, we just went from 0 to 30 in like less than a minute. The benefits of a fully optimized United States, huh? Ah, Irvine. I'm trying to space this out the best I can. That's good enough. Now we need about 50,000 to max out each hub, but money is gaining fast enough for us to go ahead and do that. So we're just going to wait to be able to max out the last one. And we'll just sit on Vegas till we're ready to do each upgrade. It's really hot coming in though. Strike action doesn't bother me anymore. We will never have to worry about penalty mode for probably the rest of the game, now that we've waited patiently and fully optimized the United States. Just gotta wait for this last upgrade, which should be in a matter of seconds. And then we will let Rando pick where we're expanding to. So it is done. A beautiful airline network in the United States. All right, let's bring in the Rando. Wait a minute. This is a game when I used to play it, I had to Alt-Tab out of it to go into my other apps. But I was able to just move my mouse cursor out and click in OBS. They must have fixed that in the last update. Don't know why the browser is showing blank. There we go. Rando is going to send us to, I don't remember if it lands in the ocean. I pick again. All right, that's off the coast of Alaska. Nothing goes on there in the game. Let's pick again. Right above the border in Canada. Interesting choice, Rando. Now, the way I do Canada is hubs in Ottawa and Edmonton. And then we go over to, yeah, we do it the same way as the United States, but we do the hubs in Ottawa and Edmonton. Ottawa, I link to to DC. Edmonton, I link to Vegas. And yeah, that's how we do Canada. So now, so there's one link plane. Oh, yeah. Oh, Vancouver. That's on the Edmonton hub, so there's nothing I can do about that yet. That means if it fills up, it's going to go red, and we're going to go back into penalty mode for a little bit. So we brought up Toronto, Montreal, now we're bringing up Halifax, all into Ottawa. All right. Calgary appeared in the west as well, so we need to wait for Edmonton. And we just went back into penalty mode, which is okay because we're still running smoothly enough to get everything we need. I think it's kind of cool that Rando picked Canada right after we finished the United States, because otherwise we would have had to deal with ocean crossings. Well, not necessarily. There's still Central and South America. All right. Increased traffic to Phoenix. All right, we got Edmonton. So we're going to bring up Calgary. Vancouver. Saskatoon. And Winnipeg. Let's come back to Ottawa so we can bring up Quebec real quick. All right. Now we got to do... Now we're going to link up Edmonton's two links. And of course, we're going to get a strike action right in the middle of doing links. So we're going to wait to link Edmonton to Ottawa until the strike action ends. And just worry about adding new cities. We got Moncton. And we got London. And Thunder Bay. Edmonton needs some levels because it's a hub. Kingston. Regina or Regina, which is where the Elvis tribute artist that I watch every Friday lives. He plays out of Regina, Canada. And the strike action is over, so as soon as I... Alright, so meanwhile we're going to bring out Greater Sudbury. I've done the US-Canada combo so many times at this point. Sherbrooke. Edmonton is now maxed out. Kamloops. And now let's connect Ottawa to Edmonton. No reason for intra-Canadian traffic to have to route through two cities in the United States. Alright, did I miss any new cities? I missed a couple. Prince George. Either I haven't been seeing the new city notifications on the bottom, or they haven't been popping up. Kelowna. Which, if they haven't been popping up, that's a bug introduced in the last update. Lethbridge. Alright. I don't want to start the next country till I know we're done with cities here, and I don't think we are. Canada, yep, there's another one. Troyes Rivieras. Yeah, any new hubs at this point will be able to be maxed out immediately. Red Deer. Some of the Canadian towns have silly names. Like there's a town called Medicine Hat. You'll see it when it pops up. You'll also notice that all the Canadian towns cluster just over the border here. No cities generate up here in these northern reaches. And I've never seen a city generate in Alaska. St. John. Chickatumi. See what I meant about silly names? That one's fun to say, Chickatumi. I'm not going to make fun of place names. I don't want to offend anyone. That still doesn't change the fact that some of them are fun to say. I forget which African country it is, but you can do Cotonou candy over in Africa. North Bay, which there's no water on the map anywhere near North Bay, so there's probably a lake or something. I don't know. That isn't drawn on this map. But yeah, all the hub links are maxed out. The hubs are maxed out, which means money game is the meaning of this game. We've been going almost an hour and we haven't gone overseas yet, but that's okay. We got 2 big countries in the West, so. Grand Prairie. There's Medicine Hat. We were just talking about it. Timmins. Yeah, everything is solid green. Wait, we missed a city. We missed Peterborough because it was hiding behind Toronto. But we just solved that issue. Sydney. Not to be confused with the other Sydney all the way across the world. But both are on their country's respective eastern shorelines. Canada may be almost done. I'm seeing a lot of... I keep clicking outside for some reason. I keep clicking. See, that's the one drawback with being able to move into the other app, is if you accidentally click outside your window, boom, you switch into your other app, but that's okay. There's another city. Charlottetown. Oh, and there's one all the way over on that island over there. Let's grab that city. Now, the one rule with Rando is I'm allowed to veto Russia because Russia takes about an hour to generate all its cities. St. John's. So Canada actually has St. John, St. John's, and also a Fort St. John. And Brandon. And then Rimouski. My dad used to have a friend who went by, I think that was his last name, Rimouski, or something very similar to that. They were co-workers. I never met the guy. So that's all of that story that I'm qualified to tell. But Rimouski was apparently a huge sports fan. Or whatever the guy who had the similar name was. Sept Isles, which I think is French for 7 islands. And Tres Rivières over here is 3 rivers. Pittsburgh has all known as 3 rivers. Owen Sound. I think Canada's getting pretty close to being done. Campbell River. Prince Rupert. Val d'Or. I think that means Valley of Gold, but I'm not sure about that. I don't know French. But Septiles and Trois Rivieres are sound-alikes, so they're kind of obvious. Fort St. John's. So we have all three of the St. John's now. And the money just keeps going up. We're not going to be hurting for money until we have international, until we have overseas links that don't work, because you can only put 5 planes on a link. Edmundston. Not to be confused with Edmonton in the West. Pretty sure Canada's almost done. I haven't been seeing the announcement pop-ups back here, down here though. Yeah, it doesn't say anything. It doesn't say anything about the, which means they're bugged out. Swift Current. Yeah, I just saw that city appear and there was no notification. Brooks. I hope they fix that with the next update, because that's really annoying. But when we go, but most of the countries on the map are small enough that we won't have to scroll. We'll be able to put the whole country on our one screen, and we'll be able to see when everything pops up. Yorkton. Canada has a Yorkton, and we have a Yorktown. And also a York. Just plain York. And a New York. Go wait a minute, see if anything pops up on this side, then go over to the other side. Actually, I don't remember having a random event in a while either. Is everything bugging out? I don't normally save rando runs, but yeah, we just had another city pop up. Pembroke. And yeah, things are definitely broken. I haven't seen a random event in a little while. Not since around the time we started Canada, actually. And I also haven't seen the city pop-ups aren't happening. We missed 2 over here. Quesnel. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but I probably didn't. Thompson. Mont Laurier. Something Mountain. Yeah, without the random events and without the city notifications. Well, without the city notifications, this game just got a lot harder. But with the random events having bugged out... Actually, I'm not surprised the random events bugged out, because they implemented that new feature with the pictures on the events. Updates, when something is updated, usually it breaks. So, Fort McMurray. I don't remember that city, but... yeah. Everything's running like clockwork over here. our US and Canada network. Airline of the Americas. I mean, Airline of the Northern Americas. Let's just wait a moment or two. I don't see anything else appearing. Let's just move on to the next country, and if something pops up over here and goes red, it will tell us if something goes red. So let's go back to Rando. Ocean. All right, where is that? Australia. All the way the other side of the world. Okay, the way I do Australia, and things are going to break right away when we go to Australia, because Australia, I do my hubs in Canberra, Mount Isa, and Perth. And we're going to want to use the Perth hub to link to, we're going to want to use, I think Perth to Atlanta would be the closest link I have. So yeah, things are about to break a lot, but we have the money to handle it. I'm going to build Australia as an independent unit, which means all of the airports are going to clog up with passengers who want to go west. And then I'll build the link that goes to the west, and eventually Australia will settle out. So we brought up Sydney. We're going to bring up Melbourne. I actually have my mom has a cousin who lives in Perth. I only met her once when she came in for my aunt's funeral. That was the year before pandemic. Newcastle. So yeah, like the United States, I do a little triangle across Australia. Yeah, we've lost notifications, and actually, with random events being broken, this might be a good time to, because it was the random events that was making the game, lagging the game and making it really unplayable. I could try for a global run before they fix that. Before they fix that glitch. I'm gonna do that off camera though. So yeah, Cairns I do through the Mount Isa hub, so we have to wait a while on that. Brisbane. Brisbane, I think I also do on Mount Isa. Let's wait for Mount Isa before I bring in Brisbane. It's okay if these cities go red because money gain is insane right now, thanks to US and Canada being solid. We did get Perth, so let's go ahead and bring up that link. And Perth is a hub, so we do get a maxed out link here. And let's bring up Adelaide. I didn't get a notification that that city is filling up, which tells me, yeah, that notifications are totally broken right now. And I don't know if Brisbane goes to, I don't remember if I do that through Mount Isa or not. We still get the penalty mode. We just don't get the notifications anymore. But we're in penalty mode now. Let's go ahead and make Atlanta Perth. This is going to be something of a bit of a nightmare, I think. And as we get other countries, we'll break up this link. Because this is, wow. I think this is the longest link I've ever built in this game. Wow, how's this thing? Wow, this thing curves all the way around and over the Mediterranean. It's kind of interesting how they have this like running. And I really don't care about things breaking in Australia. We're already in penalty mode, and everything will be connected up eventually. So let's just get planes onto this link. That way people who want to go overseas can. Rando really played me for a loop this time. Although in a way, Canada and Australia are kind of thematically related, being Commonwealth countries. But yeah, this is called Rando playing jokes on me. Let's just see. So yeah, there's going to be a gap of flights because I don't see the first returning flight yet. But again, this is meant to be a temporary link. So where do we meet the first returning flight? Wow. There's the returning flight. Come back into Australia. We're going to bring in Tamworth. Wagga Wagga. That's an interesting town name, but like I said, I'm not going to make fun of town names. I don't want to offend anyone. Ballarat. Launceston. Hobart. I don't know where the cutoff between, I don't know where I have the cutoff on the coast between Mount Isa and Canberra. So I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer. When I do global, I then run Mount Isa into Papua New Guinea. And then I have a whole bunch of links across the islands and into Asia. But knowing what I know about events being broken, I might try global before they have a chance to fix it. Off stream, though. Dubbo. Noira. Or Nora. Let's come over into Atlanta. And yeah, things are building up for going to Australia. We definitely need to come up with a better intermediary link. We're only at 1:12. I can keep going for a while. There's a bug that sometimes when you break a link, passengers at the endpoints won't recognize that there's a new route, and will just crowd up those airports. But that doesn't always happen. So yeah, looks like a bunch of Australian travelers just got picked up. Calgary. I wonder if that's named after the same thing as Calgary, but in like a different language. Calgary in the west of Canada, Calgary in the west of Australia. Orange. California and Florida both do oranges. Port Macquarie. And Coffs Harbour. The only reason the link between Atlanta and Perth isn't totally overburdened, I think, is because the number of passengers on your network is there's like a it's generated based on the number of countries you have. So things aren't going to get terribly overcrowded in the airports until we have more countries. Sale or Sale? Albury. So Rando was generous giving us Canada, but then turned around and gave us the country that's farthest from what I had already built, which interesting development. Yeah, we have reds, some yellows, one that's still light green, so the planes aren't all the way full. And here's a chunk of Australia that doesn't have its hub yet. Albany. New York State also has an Albany. But that's northeast in the United States, whereas this Albany is southwest in its country. Interesting. Bunbury. Geraldton. Yeah, the moment we have an intermediary country set up, we'll go ahead and fix the Perth link. Whyalla. Let's go back and make sure there's no surprises waiting for us in Canada, because I'm not 100% sure. Because we haven't been getting notifications, I'm not 100% sure that we were actually done with Canada. Not seeing anything in the east. Not seeing anything in the west. All right, let's go back to focusing on Australia. Lots of cities to link up once we get Mount Isa. But for now, let's grab Mount Gambier. And Mildura. And Broken Hill. So once Mount Isa comes along, we will connect it to the other hubs, then we'll bring in the cities that are waiting for it. Shepparton. You can see some of the Australian cities are moving from the solid green to a lighter green, which just means that they're filling up because passengers want to go to cities I haven't connected. And there's Mount Isa, so let's do the thing. So first let's do the Canberra Mount Isa link. Which means once we bring this up, no more excuse for a red in Australia. I mean, no more excuse for staying in penalty mode. Oh, those two planes are too close to each other. I'm probably not going to nitpick planes being too close to each other on a rando run. But for transoceanic links, it matters. Doesn't really matter for intra-country, multiple hub countries. So let's connect up to Perth. And we'll probably see an influx of traffic on the transatlantic link for a little bit. Traffic will spike as I bring these other cities in. All right. All right, we're gonna start bringing in the missing cities. Alice Springs, which is Alice Springs and Mount Isa are the two towns that are in the middle of the continent. You'll see everything else is clustered around the shore and the coast. Port Lincoln, Warrnambool, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Warrnambool. Horsham, and with all of Australia's hubs up, we can work towards getting out of penalty mode. Let's see here. 552. Yeah, that's definitely these are definitely Canberra cities. Ballina. Moray. Moree. I don't know how to pronounce that. Toowoomba. Griffith. And Brisbane. All right. So that's coming along. Over there is coming along. Let's see which is closer. 552. 602. So even though Mount Isa looks closer, it says this is closer. So Broome, Darwin, let me just make sure. Yeah, that's maxed out. Cairns, Townsville, Bowen, Mackay, Rockhampton, and Bundaberg. That's fun to say also. All right, and another city appeared over here, Carnarvon. And how's the Perth link? Oh yeah, I did predict a spike in traffic once we brought up all the rest of the cities. But once those passengers finally get moved, it should settle back to a few reds and a few yellows. Esperance. I've never actually seen Esperance up here in any of my previous games. We got a couple more over here. Burnie. There's actually a town called Glen Burnie, other side of my county. I've only been there once though. Swan Hill. Lithgow. Let's wait a few moments and make sure we're done with cities over here. We've gotten rid of penalty mode, which is a good thing. We're still solid red on the plains. We're going to need to redistribute through an intermediary once Rando tells us where to go. Okay, I'm not seeing anything else up here. Most of the towns are clustered around Canberra, so let's wait a minute and see if anything else pops up over here. If not, we'll check Perth, and we'll check Mount Isa, make sure we're clean. And then we'll move on to the next country. So this is our network so far. Kind of weird, but whatever. I'm not seeing anything else pop up over here. Don't see anything new over here. Don't see anything new over here. And with all the cities connected, I'm not sure how much longer we're going to stay in solid red, but that's not a good sign. So let's go back over to Rando. Ah, right off the coast of Australia. Normally ocean means I reroll, but if it's off the coast of something, sometimes I'll do the country anyway. But this is right off the coast of Australia, which we just did, so reroll. All right, China. Wait, is that China? Yes, that's... Wait, where's the border? Nope, that's definitely China. Okay, another big country. All right. And it doesn't really help our traffic any, so we'll run the China. Well, I do my China. It doesn't generate any cities in the western half of the country. Everything clusters in the east. I run my hubs in Beijing and Taipei, and we'll link the Taipei hub to Mount Isa, I think. Let's see. China. Taipei's right there. So yeah, we'll link that to Mount Isa, Beijing. So which means until we get Taipei, we're not going to be able to link China internationally. So which means things are going to turn red and things will break again. But let's go ahead and get started with this. And just watch for cities to appear. Yeah, I've only ever had one city appear in the western half of China, and it was up here in the northwestern bit. So we've got Beijing maxed out and ready to go. So we've been doing this about an hour and a half. All right, China, you can start making cities appear any moment now. Oh, because we were paused, everything slowed way down. That's what that was. So yeah, one last look at our Australian network for right now. Beautiful. And now let's go. Shanghai. Shanghai I do on the southern district of China. So we're waiting for Taipei for that one. This is an interesting network. United States, Canada, Australia, and China. It's picking all the big places. How much you want to bet it picks Brazil next? Because of course it will. Brazil is another one of the really big countries in the game. Remember, I'm allowed to veto Russia because Russia takes a whole hour to generate its cities. All right, all those cities are Southern District China. My money's at a point, though, where it's okay to let them turn red until Taipei appears. All right, yeah. Looks like China wants to prioritize all the southern cities. But yeah, I have my own strategy for China. And even though we're in penalty mode, I'm not exactly losing money. Meanwhile, oh crap, I'll need to connect China to... Yeah, I'll definitely need to connect China to the west because... I'll need to connect China to the west because otherwise Australia is going to... The Perth-Atlanta link is going to carry all the traffic. And then Perth and Atlanta are going to fill up. We got Taipei. So first let's bring in Tianjin, which is right next to Beijing. And let's go ahead and connect Beijing to the west. Let's see. To go to DC, 3763. It's slightly shorter to go to Ottawa. So Beijing, Ottawa is a thing. And then we'll link up Taipei. We'll link Taipei to Australia. And hopefully having this little circle going is going to help balance out the traffic and make Atlanta, Perth not as crowded. And then we'll start bringing in, with Taipei linked up, we'll be able to start bringing in the Chinese cities and get out of get out of penalty mode. The reason these planes all look empty right now is because, well, Beijing isn't really linked up to anything in China yet. I need to create the backbone of the Chinese. I'm trying to create the backbone of the Chinese section of the network. And you saw there was a red plane. That means there are some who want to come to either Beijing or Tianjin. All right. So yeah, let's bring in Shenyang. I said I was going to work on the hubs first. And Zibo. All right, here's Taipei. Let's bring up this route. And this is a hub link, which means it gets maxed out. So yeah, Rando's been doing interesting choices tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he did want me to do Russia. All right. So now Taipei to Mount Isa. And now the China. And now the Chinese backbone is set up. And let's start bringing in these other cities and then see how traffic balances out. Changchun. Harbin. We already had Shenyang and Tianjin from earlier. Xi'an. I might mispronounce these. I'm not an expert in Asian pronunciations. Shenzhen. Guangzhou. We have been avoiding Africa, which is a good thing because Africa has the random disease events. But with events being broken right now, Hechi, with events being broken, that might not even be a thing right now. Kunming. Chongqing. Chengdu. Wuhan, where the pandemic started. We're not going to talk about that. Hangzhou. Shanghai. Taichung. Nanjing. Qingdao. Taiwan. Taiyuan, I mean. Zhengzhou. Changsha. Dalian. And we're out of penalty mode. Shizhuang. You see what I meant about nothing appears in the West? So the Beijing-Ottawa link, red, oranges, and yellows. So the oranges and yellows tell me they're not maxed out. The Beijing-Taipei, they're close enough that they don't really crowd up. Wenzhou. Nanchang. And what's this penalty? What city am I? What city is red? Ottawa. Wow. Yeah, I think we're broken now. The only way to distribute that is to get something that falls between Canada and China. But I could try a secondary Beijing to DC route. Nanchang. Money gain is currently at the point where Zhaozhuang. All right. Money gain is currently at the point where it's not really a concern yet. Let's go to Perth. How's the Perth link looking? Perth to Atlanta. We've shifted over to some yellow planes. So the China link has distributed some of the traffic. Another city appeared behind Shanghai. But first, Fuzhou. Changzhou. All right. Yeah, nothing we can do about Ottawa right now. But let's see. Let's create another link as well. We're going to create another link to Washington. Kaohsiung. Any further Chinese cities are going to have to wait till I finish building. Where is the Beijing to DC? All right, let's get this link going. And then we'll see if that helps balance the issue in Ottawa. Or if or if DC itself starts to turn red. That's another thing I see as a potential possibility. Because that means all the US to China traffic will go through DC, and all the Canada to China traffic should go through Ottawa, splitting the traffic. So we have we did get that one city in the north, Urumqi, which almost sounds like a Mongolian name, so it might have been a Mongolian thing at one point. Lanzhou or Lanzhou. Tangshan. Luohe. Chaozhou. Hefei. Ningbo. All right. Suzhou. Guiyang. All right. Let's make sure. Washington, D.C. is starting to turn yellow. We've been going almost 2 hours. And we've only done 4 countries because Rando's giving us all the big countries. And things are kind of brokenish right now. Yeah, things are broken. It's getting late where I am. This would be a good place to stop. But here's our network today. United States, Canada, China, Australia. If it wasn't so late, I'd say let's do Brazil just for fun. Because right here, this is 4 of the 6 best starting countries in the game in terms of money flow once you optimize. Brazil is pretty good too, so Brazil's up there. If it wasn't so late, I'd say let's do Brazil. Let's just make sure we weren't quite done in China, though. Nanning. So yeah, with events and city notifications being broken, it's kind of harder to play anyway right now. So Shu Yang. Shankyu. Luoyang. So yeah, let's finish China and then call it a night. China should be almost done populating cities. Nanyang. Zigong. Handon. So yeah, Ottawa still seems to be an issue. And yeah, DC is crowding up as well. So yeah, note to self, no links from China directly to the west. You want the intermediary countries to dissolve all that traffic. Are we done over here yet? No, we still got Quanju. And Taiwan. All right, doesn't look like anything else is happening in China. So here, my network for tonight, it turned into a disaster because too many big countries on complete transatlantic links. Nobody's going the China to Australia route. That's still a nice crowded. Yeah, Washington, D.C. is now orange. Yeah, This is a broken arrangement. Let's call it a night. I'll leave the screen up while we find someone to raid. Yeah, Washington, D.C. All right. Lots of people on the list right now. Oh, they're big. They're not going to notice my raid. And the rest of these are gamers. I want to raid a musician. I try to rate musicians. No way I'm rating the musician who has 2K watchers right now. They won't notice my rate at all. How about this one? How long have they been going? Alright, you can load any moment. 3 hours. They're probably going to be wrapping up soon. But no, the guitar is still out. We're going to raid a musician, Dresdy, tonight. Have a good night, and I'll see you soon. Alright, have a good night.
Say, brother, help me, please. Body lines up, knocking